What's up, guys? We're back. We're going to answer another question today. Hungry versus starving. I can't help but be a little bit funny when a client does tell me that, well, I'm starving, and say, well, are you really starving? Doesn't look as if you're withering away there. Okay, are you starving or are you just hungry? What are we doing to make ourselves feel that way? Are we sticking to the program? If you're someone who's probably watching this on YouTube, on a cell phone, or a laptop computer, you're probably someone who is fortunate enough to not be starving. That's usually something that you see in those commercials of the less fortunate people where they're very bone thin and look malnourished. They're actually starving. You and I, on a calorie deficit, trying to lose some weight and lose some body fat, putting ourselves in a little bit of a deficit will cause us to be hungrier because, again, we're probably consuming less calories than we were when we were maybe gaining weight or when we were maintaining our body fat or our body weight. So there will be times where your body is craving that extra food. You will get hunger pains, but really you're not starving, you're just hungry. Trust me, I get it. I've been there. I've been ravenous. I get hangry. I get cranky when I haven't eaten in a certain amount of hours. If you're on the right program, you really shouldn't be very hungry and have these hunger pangs. It's usually a sign that maybe we're underfeeding you if you've been hitting every one of your meals. Maybe we need to push your meals up a little bit sooner and not fast as long in between. If you're somebody, again, who's not quite on a nutrition program and your reasoning for eating out all the time, or maybe eating the junk food, or maybe eating what you shouldn't be eating, is because you're always feeling hungry and you're always starving, remember those less nutrient dense foods are filled with fillers, for lack of a better word. They don't have as much nutrients as nutrient dense foods, whole foods that we know we should be eating. So those feelings of starvation and those feelings of hunger pangs will actually occur a lot more often because most of those foods, again, are there just to trigger hormones and to trigger dopamine, to trigger insulin and trigger feelings. They're not there to really trigger the hormones that are going to alter your body and change your body. That's the biggest difference on having a nutrition plan that's causing you to maybe feel hungry versus one that's making you starving. If you're on a good new healthy nutrition program, like my bodybuilding clients and my weight loss clients that are following a program, they all know that these foods that they're eating are very nutrient dense. And when we're having these hunger pain days, more often we need to start adding food. It's just a sign that their body's ready for just a little bit more fuel. I understand and I get it to where it could feel like you're starving yourself to death, or you could feel as if you're hungry to where you're just so ravenous and you're making poor decisions. The best hack for that is to not put yourself in that situation. So learn what your body tolerates. If you know that every 2 or 3 hours that you need to eat again before you start feeling hangry or ravenous and start having those starvation feelings, eat every 2 hours or eat every 3 hours. If you are really hungry, find a way to mitigate that by having your meals prepared ahead of time, carry them around with you, set a timer every 2.5, 3 hours, you know that you're eating, just so you don't get to those points of being ravenous. If you're someone cutting down for a bodybuilding show, if you're on a program and you really want to stick to it and you're really disciplined, it's awesome. There's ways around that. Again, making sure you're drinking enough water, get you a BCAA or electrolyte type of mix that you can mix with your water that's going to help keep you full, keep you a little bit energized because you're getting those essential minerals that you might not be getting or you might be lacking. When we're feeling at our weakest, we're feeling like we're starving, we're more likely to grab the junk, all of us. We're more likely to grab the things that we know we shouldn't be having. So again, avoiding even getting yourself into that situation is probably the best hack and best cure for that. I think we need to evaluate when we say we're starving or we're hungry, evaluate again what you're doing, where the good points are, where the bad points are. Be honest with yourself. There is a very thick line between hungry and starving. Again, us here in America and watching these on YouTube and on our app, we're probably far from starving, and maybe we're just hungry and we need to evaluate the program that we're on or the program that we're not on and maybe we should be on. Great questions, guys. Please keep them coming.